The system told the world it was coming a week in advance. It was a cruel joke. Humans couldn't stop killing each other for a single day, much less unite to face an apocalypse. If anything, the warning just made things worse. Governments tried to reach out and assure everyone that everything would be all right, that all people had to do was fall in line and they would be protected. The police and armies came out in force to control the riots that sprung up in just about every city. That didn't last long. When people got a magical message in their head telling them that the world as they knew it was going to end, threats from talking heads hardly held the weight they once did. By the time the week came to its end, the world was on fire. It was chaos. Supply chains collapsed, soldiers deserted, communities divided. Everyone was desperate to find a way to survive for just a moment longer. And, as the world collapsed, Alex had a pizza party with his best friend. To us, Alex laughed as he raised a red plastic cup full of flat soda to the air. The smell of burnt rubber and ash filtered through their window from the distant fires on the street below. It's been shit, but sometimes it was slightly less so. As eloquent as always. Teddy pushed his glasses back up his nose, then matched Alex's grin and raised his own glass. I rather liked it myself. That's because you were actually good at school. Alex downed his soda. He considered throwing his cup behind him, but opted to set it down by his side, next to the go bag he'd prepared. The end of the world didn't mean he had to start littering. Teddy tossed his cup over his shoulder. He brushed his long blonde hair away from his face, tying it back behind his head in a bun. Despite the impending apocalypse, it was still somehow perfectly taken care of. While everyone else had rushed to the stores to steal food and other necessities, Teddy had bought every last bottle of shampoo he could get his hands on and stuffed them into an old blue knapsack that now rested behind him. Alex's own backpack was stuffed full of food, an old medkit his late mom had forced him to bring to college that he'd been fortunate enough to keep purely because he couldn't bring himself to part with it, and a few crumpled up old exams that had snuck their way in. Any reason you chose that as your last outfit before the end? Teddy asked, arching an eyebrow as he sent a critical look at Alex's shirt. Alex pulled at the collar of his stiff dress shirt. The tie hanging around his neck was somehow both too tight and too loose at the same time, and his black slacks weren't exactly the most comfortable clothing he'd ever found. I never really got a chance to use this crap before. I bought it for interviews. Figured I might as well get at least one go out of it, Alex replied. Are you telling me you wouldn't kill for a sweet suit like this? It's not a suit. It's a shirt that you didn't properly tuck into your pants. Closest thing to a suit I've ever worn. I'm rounding up. Teddy let out a snort. The two of them fell silent for a few moments. So, what do you think is going to happen? Teddy asked abruptly. Alex shrugged. The smell of smoke grew stronger. A restaurant had completely been engulfed in flames, and thick black clouds were rising up from it in a pillar that aimed to claw its way into the heavens. Aliens? I'm hoping it's more demons and wizards and the like. If I die, I'd rather die to a cool orc than a tentacle monster. Neither will make you any less dead. I'd rather live through this whole thing myself. Alex took a bite of frozen pizza. It tasted like wet cardboard that someone had slapped with a sausage. The electricity to their college dorm was long gone, but he let the pizza sit out in the sun for a day to warm it. It wasn't exactly cooked, but food poisoning was the least of his worries.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.